Let's start tweaking the insect's footsteps. We'll start from the beginning and we'll also turn off our character set now that we're ready to start offsetting our keys. So with the foot control selected, this is where the right foot is going to be planted first, so we'll want to have the left foot then start moving forward with that right foot planted. So on frame 10, let's middle click on about frame 17 and press Shift W just to lock that foot there. We want to also make sure that the leg doesn't overextend. So let's take this key on 17 and maybe move it one more frame down to 16. And then we can take the left foot now and have that move forward, the front. Once we have the front taken care of, we can start to bring our attention to the back legs. So that move forward, we out a little bit more, and should have a key there now. So the leg moves forward. And then we'll want to have that left foot planted so that the right leg can now come forward. So we'll middle click on about, let's say 25 and press Shift W for the left front foot. It steps forward, right foot comes forward. So we'll go to 25. And looking at that, it looks like it's planted for a little bit too long. So we'll just take that pose on 25 and let's bring it to about 20. So that means we'll want to now set a key of the right foot moving up, moving forward on 20. So that move forward and up. And then at about 25, we'll middle click there and press Shift W to plant the foot. We'll want to go back to our left foot and basically take this pose now on frame 30 and bring it to 25. Okay, and it is overextending, so what we'll do is just bring this back. And then looking at that right foot, once that stops, we can have the character take just one more step. Once a character pretty much comes to rest after walking, after that nearly final step, there's always that just one more or few more steps to actually just finish the locomotion, to have the character actually come to a rest. If you ever after you're done walking, if you just study your walk, you'll see that after you stop, you'll take at least just one more step. So we'll have that happen with the left foot. After that right foot plants on about frame 30, we'll want to basically have the left foot then move forward. So we'll go to frame 25, middle click on frame 30, press the Shift W, and let's have that left foot now move forward as it is on frame 50. So we'll go to frame 50 and middle click, let's say at about frame 37, press Shift W, and we'll make sure that there's a little bit more delay before the left foot actually starts to move forward to 37. So we'll go to frame 30, and let's take this key and maybe move it down a few more frames, maybe to 33. And then we won't want that left leg to move too quickly forward, so we'll bring that back 3 frames as well, so it lies on about frame 40. So let's see how this looks. We'll hit play. Okay, we could even hide our control objects, so it's not too much of a distraction. Hit play. Great. Alright, now we need to go back to our controls. And if you like, you can make a quick select set to access the controls. That might not be a bad idea. We'll select our group and we'll go to Edit, Quick Select Sets, or actually Create first, Sets, Quick Select Set. We'll just call this CTL for controls and add to shelf. So when we deselect, select that, it automatically selects our group. Alright, great. So now we can just really focus on what's happening in the viewport. So it looks like we can have that right foot plant, because right now it's not even touching the ground. So we'll select the control on frame 30. We'll want to go to our graph editor. I usually make a hotkey out of the graph editor to quickly access it, but you can just go to the menu and possibly even add it to our shelf. That might not be a bad idea as well. So we'll go to our Translate Y, frame this, and let's take our keys here on 30 and 50. We'll just hold shift and start bringing the foot down so it plants. Okay. What we'll also want to do is basically make sure that the feet are not sliding as they move to frame 50. Remember, we added that moving hold, but we don't want any movement from the feet as that's happening. So we'll go to frame 30 with the right foot, middle click on frame 50, and press Shift W to lock that foot in place. Alright, so now that we have these first few patterns for the footsteps, we'll go ahead and start working on the back legs, getting those moving, and then we can work on the middle legs. So, as that left foot plants, on frame 16, we can have that back foot actually plant one frame after to add some offset. If we need to, we can move that up a frame or delay it one more frame so we can really see the offset. So we'll see how that looks. And that might not be a bad idea to actually move it down one frame. And what we'll also then do is, after we shift this down to frame 18, we'll have this foot delay one frame before it actually starts to move up. So we could just go to frame 11 and press Shift W after just middle click on frame 11. Okay, and now that that's done, we're pretty much again looking at that pattern of the front feet. So that plants on frame 18. We'll look at the left foot, and that planted until frame 20. So we can go to frame 18, middle click on about frame 22 and press Shift W so that that will plant and have a delay. It looks like that plant is going to be for a little bit too long, so we could always take this key on 22 and bring it down one frame. 21. Okay. So now we can bring our attention to the right back leg. the right leg here was planted until frame 16. So we'll have the back leg pretty much do the same. And we can add offsets to it as well. So let's go to about frame 18 and press Shift W. Great. And then that right foot comes up and plants on frame 20. So we'll have this foot come up and plant on 22. So just bring this up. And set a key, or we have auto key on, so that will automatically do that. Let's see, then that right foot plants until 25. So we can have this plant till, let's say, 27. So on 22, we'll middle click on 27, press Shift W, and then we'll want to take this key on frame 30 and move that back a few frames, maybe to 35 to start with. See how that looks. Okay, and we'll look at the right foot again. Comes up, plants till 25, and then moves up on 30. So we could have this foot actually plant on 30, let's say 33. See how that looks. We'll hit play. Alright, so it's moving pretty quick. I think those back legs could take bigger steps. I like to go to frame 22 and maybe move this leg up a little bit more. And then middle click on 27 to plant the foot there. Then on 33 we can bring that foot up a little bit more. And then middle click on frame 50 so the foot stays. Hit play. Alright, great. So let's go ahead and basically finish locking in the footsteps for the left leg. So that's going to, looking at the left foot. Okay, that comes up at 25, so we can have this come up at 26. Okay, just to offset that. And then it plants till about 33, so we could have that on frame 30. We can take that key and move to maybe 34, and we'll want to take this leg and bring it up a little bit more. Okay, so we'll actually want to take this pose on 34 and bring it up to about 39, and then have the foot plant until about 33. So press Shift W once we middle click from 26. And then from 39 we'll middle click on 50. So that we can lock in that pose. And then from there we can go to our quick select set, turn off our control objects, and just hit play to see how this is looking. Alright, great. So we have our insect coming in. We have the middle legs to work on, and we also want to make sure we have the legs lift up. So we'll stop the lesson here, and then the next lesson we'll continue tweaking the claws and the legs.